Welcome to your magic moon message, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer. The moon is in Libra. The sun is in Gemini. Venus is 29 degrees Aries. It's about to go into its dignity in Taurus. Unless you acknowledge Libra as the ruler, then it's going into its like penthouse suite in Taurus before it goes home in Libra. Taurus is royalty, natural royalty, okay? One of the four royals. So, by this stage, we have finished the 90-degree square chapter with Virgo, and about like an hour ago of recording this, the moon has begun its 120-degree angle with the sun in Gemini. It's about an exact trine. And to give you a visual of that, it's like if I know that I want to express, if I knew last week I wanted to express something today, and I wanted to tell people, I'm one of the best strippers in the world. I'm one of the sexiest strippers ever, right? That's an idea of mine, right? The new moon is like, wow, I'm so sexy, I could probably be one of the sexiest male strippers ever if I wanted to. I just need to get my body right, my summer body right. But like that being said, those are just ideas. So now the moon in Virgo challenged those thoughts. And what did I need? I needed facts. So the moon in Virgo helped me understand what's factual about it. I got recommendations. I got testimonials. Oh my God, he danced at our party. It was the greatest ever. And like other such stuff. So now that I've adjusted the facts, because if I didn't have the Virgo, then when I start talking shit, when I start expressing my sexiness, people be like, how is that real? How is that real? So now that the moon is in Libra and I can have a choreographed dancer squad behind me dancing, I'm the sexiest dancer, then boom, I have the facts with it. You feel me? Oh, hell no. I'm so sorry, guys. If there are any Virgos watching, I apologize. Anyway, I could be like, I'm the sexiest stripper in this town. I've won 5 awards. I have glowing testimonials. Here, and then we can get some ethos. Virgo is where you have to deal with ethos, logos, pathos, putting it all together. With Libra, it's the persuasion arc. So, boom, I have ethos. I have one of the most well-known strip club owners like, oh yeah, Magic Mike, he's one of our best. You know what I mean? So like, boom, this allows me to fully express with courage and confidence. Leo signature. Like, do you know who I am? I'm one of the best strippers to ever exist. Do you now see how we got the facts out the way? Don't ask me why I used that example. I just thought it was quirky enough. So with that being said, I just wanted to show you the need to fulfill that 90-degree square, where all we want is a factual, real basis, right? All we want is at least a critical perspective that supports our true perspective, right? You can insert that for anything. If this is relative to an attitude, right? I think I could be healthy. The moon in Virgo was you understanding how to be healthy, and now you're fully expressing that. So I just want to show you how the moon in Libra is a creative expression. It's you driving your bike at full speed, because when we go into the Virgo signature, now that we have our full speed, that's what I want you to think of Leo signatures. Now that we have our full expression, now we can begin to master it and perfect it. Now that we know the fastest we can ride on our bike, how do we integrate that Virgo signature day to day? How can we maintain this top speed? And what kind of pacing do we need to maintain so that we can incrementally grow it? So that's why on Leo signature days, it's really fun to make music, create stuff. In this sense, the moon in Libra is a balanced social integrative understanding of the word you are speaking, in this case, the magic words you've activated, and understanding, of course, how to express this in ways that appeal or, of course, impact other people, and how the impact and influence from other people influence, of course, what it is you're saying. That's where, of course, said with this balanced understanding, this is a superpower. You're understanding the superpowered nature, because Libra is a superpower. Everything from Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio is super. So I'm sorry they lied to you and acted like, oh no, I'm in friendly neighborhood here. I'm normal just like you. Once you see anyone's chart and they have anything after Leo, they're not normal. They just pretend to be. Especially once you get to Sag and Capricorn and Aquarius. They don't even try to be normal. Have you ever seen Aquarius try to be normal? This shit is hilarious. You feel me? These words that you have been activating, you're integrating now how potently you can demonstrate these ideas. And that's really the most important part until the full moon. That's why I was saying, for those of you who have been charging up these magic words, this is going to be that integrative point coming into the full moon, preparing you for breakthrough. Where by the moon in Sag, you'll start to see the effects of these words you broke through into your programming. Hope you're still thinking it, saying it. All right. With that being said, of course, this is a contrast to the moon in Aries. Before the new moon, the moon in Aries wanted you to be selfish with it. It wanted you to focus more on what mindsets reflect who you really are. Right? Ideas that are authentic to you. So that now that it's in Libra, we can balance that authenticity relative to who is receptive to it, how we can, of course, fit it within the social context. And that was in between Moon and Cancer, which helped us develop a deeper feeling of what we're saying, so that now in Libra, we can balance it, literally. All right. This is, of course, preparation for breakthrough. And relative to that, of course, with Venus getting ready to go into Taurus, what this is going to do is it's giving you this peak excitement, passion relative to what you love about yourself and what you love, right? The Venus Chiron activation really linked this self-love to self-healing, because, of course, with Mars and Leo, that provides the charge for you to stand courageously and confidently on what you believe, think, behave like, right? As soon as Mars goes into Virgo, we're going to convert a lot of that whistleblowing, courageous energy into hardcore analysis, strategy. And that'll be really cool. Seeing Venus go into Taurus while Mars is in Virgo, a lot of what we were excited about will become more real. We're going to, polish the footing of everything that Sun and Taurus already did. Venus is going to kind of clean up. So we already have the values established. But the shifting of Venus into Taurus is definitely going to be felt, because it's going to square Pluto over the rest of the week. And that's going to begin to integrate the previous Pluto-Venus cycle we activated in Aquarius. And it will feel like actions you've taken towards developing relationships, or how you really connect to others in relationships, will start to break through the ground. All right, like a magic beanstalk before Venus eventually goes over Uranus. I just wanted to talk about Venus since it is going to be switching signs. So yeah, once again, very, very, very powerful transit, because now the social understanding of how we're going to express this word will strengthen in now a psychoanalytical wisdom of the moon in Scorpio. So the analytical understanding in Virgo will become psychoanalytical in Scorpio, and Libra just adjusts and balances how powerfully we can express our word now that we've adjusted what's real about it. Unless you didn't really care about what's real about it, and you're just gonna speak cap and just say whatever, that's also an option as well. All right. And no, me being the sexiest ever is not cap. Please, you know this, I know this. That being said, all right, once again, Jupiter is also at the end of Gemini. So Venus, that's been aspecting that, Mars is aspecting Gemini, It's bringing us at the end of chapters. What the fuck? We started coming into last month. And it's a really great period to once again just admire your growth, where you've come. But of course, we're not done. Dawn. We ride at dawn, baby. We still ride at dawn, baby. Pay attention to the synchronicities. Of course, the moon in Libra that started opposite Saturn and Neptune gave you a very original, classic understanding of how to really now reflect and hold space with others relative to this new cycle of autonomy, authority, integrity of self, transcendence of self. And it's going to take a bunch more cycles to really break it in, especially once we have the Sun, Neptune, Saturn, and Aries. But until then, it's just giving you an idea of what's beginning to shift, beginning to change. And yeah, I think this is an integrating a breakthrough power. So from Moon, Libra, Scorpio, and Sag, even though we'll start to break through the cycle at Sag, you're already going to start to feel breakthrough. And this breakthrough of power will be integrating how much more confidently and potently you take your ideas and you understand how to bridge it towards the right people who are receptive to it, the right people who will challenge it and don't agree it, the right people who will really just, receive the word. All right. Especially relative to how this will eventually enable you to build partnerships and moving forward. Other than that, for my magicians, the magic word you're integrating right now is not only adding a sense of confidence to how powerfully your ideas are reflecting towards others, but now this social nuanced understanding of where you feel who you are is fitting around where you belong, where you feel your creative ideas actually are meant to be expressed, and towards who you feel can put this all in the context in a way that adds to this unique adventure. All right? Especially for those of you who have been developing cosmic, collective, alien, just different consciousness, different understanding that could deviate from the social normative culture. All right, the socio-collective, narratives that influence a lot of people who feel like their thoughts are really original to them. And this is just God separating you and pulling you out. Quality. You see that? Quality, not quantity. Chances are you're developing quality, and that's going to really mean you're weeding out a bunch of the quantity that doesn't reflect that quality. So we're going to understand more the wisdom of your words when the moon goes into Scorpio. But until then, of course, this moon in Libra is going to begin to tie things together before we put the glue in through Scorpio and transform the behavior around how it is you really express the word a lot more pinpointed and a lot more powerfully. Okay. Other than that, you guys stay blessed. Once again, with Venus going into Aries, or leaving Aries and going into Taurus, a lot that you'll be excited about as it shifts into Taurus will now bear fruit. It will start to ground in a real way that, it's not just, oh, we can do this. It's like, okay, here's what's real about it. Here's what we can do. And Mars will start to analyze how in Virgo you can actually accomplish this. Okay. You guys stay blessed as always. Comment down below what your magic word is and what it means, and just spam that. Keep using it so that when we're at the full moon, you can see the fruits of your labor. Because what you sow, that's what you reap. Peace.